So, how'd your therapy with Dr. Einstein go?
It was frustrating as all hell.
Well, I can understand how therapy can be frustrating. In what way was it frustrating?
I didn't understand a lot of what he said. Something about a chicken and an egg. All I know is he said it could take weeks, months, or even years before I'm cured.
Well, look, Steph, however long it takes, I'm not going anywhere. I'll wait as long as I have to.
You don't understand. I don't want to have to wait years. I love you and I want to be with you now.
Oh my God. Steph, did you hear what you just said?
I said I want to be with you now.
No, before that. You said you loved me.
I did. You're right, I did. I said I loved you.
You said you loved me.
I said I loved you.
You did. You said you loved me.
Bloody hell, I said I loved you. Well, I won't let that happen again.
Whatever may come our way, we'll deal with it day to day. We hope you'll be there while we're living in our timeshare.
You know, we made a real breakthrough here.
I suppose so.
You've never told me you loved me before.
I'm sorry it took so long.
It was worth waiting for.
Well, look, I have to get ready to see Dr. Einstein. I'm having my session over at his office. I don't feel comfortable having it here with all these people around. Before I go, the other day when you saw me in that dress, well, I couldn't help but notice that you were, that you had you were visibly...
Steph, what are you trying to say?
Have you ever seen the movie Toy Story?
Of course, it's one of my favorites.
Do you remember the cowboy?
Of course I do. He was the big star.
Do you remember his name?
Woody. Oh my God. Was that what you were trying to tell me?
Yes, I noticed you had one.
Oh, Steph, seriously? You can't say the word
You say one more syllable and it'll be the last one you ever get.
Oh, come on, Steph. It's not even a dirty word. They use it in school when they teach sex education.
Well, I don't use words like that.
Never?
When my mother taught me about sex, she told me not to let boys touch me you know where. I had no idea what she was talking about.
So you can't say the E word?
No, I can't. Don't make me.
Can you say the P word?
Oh, bloody hell no. I die of embarrassment.
I seriously doubt anybody's ever died of embarrassment. But I understand. Look, hopefully Dr. Einstein can help you through this, and maybe one day you can even touch my...
Don't you dare say it. I don't want to see it, let alone touch it. The one time when I saw it in the bathroom was bad enough.
All right, we won't discuss this anymore.
Thank you. Now, if you don't mind, I have to go.
Wow. That is unbelievable. She actually saw a Toy Story. Can you believe that all the girls are out of the house? It is kind of strange them not being around. Where did Phyllis go? Oh, she went out shopping for a new dress. Another red one? What else? How many red dresses does a woman need? You'll have to ask Phyllis. I'm not a woman. Come to think of it, sometimes I wonder if she's a woman.
Oh, come on.
I know she's not the most beautiful woman on the planet, but she's not that unattractive.
Sure, outside of those man hands and those man legs and those size 12 stumps, she's a real beauty. But hell, I love her anyway.
George, where did Kathy go?
She went shopping with her mom. She said she needed a new skirt. Maybe between all the skirts, she can actually make one that covers her body.
Those things are kind of short.
Kind of. That's like saying Angelina Jolie is kind of cute.
Hey, George, how do you feel about Kathy's skirts?
I don't know. She has always worn them since I've known her, so it doesn't really bother me much when she wears them.
Don't you get excited looking at her in them?
I'm too busy looking into those beautiful eyes of hers. Now there's somebody in love.
Yeah, how wonderful. Hey, Iggy, where did Rhonda go?
I have no idea. She walked up to me, gave me a peck on the cheek, said see you later, and then she left. She's a real woman of mystery.
The real mystery is what she ever saw in you.
You're telling me? The first time she called me cutie, I turned around to see if there was anyone behind me.
Well, I think Iggy's really lucky. Rhonda's certainly easy on the eyes.
Too bad she's not easy on the brain. That woman could be a real head case.
You don't think she's changed? I mean, look what she did for me and Steph.
You lucked out. That could have totally backfired.
Yeah, but it didn't. That's all that matters.
I guess Rhonda's trying to start a new life. It's been tough for her ever since Rosie died.
Rosie?
Her daughter with her second husband.
Oh, Roy, I didn't know.
She doesn't tell too many people. Only the ones she's closest to.
Iggy, did you know?
Yeah, she told me one day. I didn't know what to say, so I just held her and patted her on the head.
Why did you pat her on the head?
It worked with my cat Seymour.
You had a cat named Seymour?
Yeah, he was a real spitfire. Until he ran after that fire engine one day. And then Seymour was no more.
Sorry I asked.
Well, I guess you all know where Stephanie went. She's over at Dr. Einstein's having her therapy session. She just doesn't feel comfortable having him here anymore with all these people around.
I hope she gets the help she needs.
From your mouth to God's ear. So, what do you guys want to do?
What's wrong with what we're doing now?
And what's that?
Talking about the women in our lives.
Sure, why not? This may be the only chance we get to do it without them butting in and telling us how wrong we are about them.
Well, aren't we?
I'll never admit to it.
So who wants to start?
Well, I think it should be in order of who's dating their girl the longest.
Well, that would be George. He's dating Kathy longer than all of us combined.
Sounds good. George, you want to kick us off?
Kick you off for what?
No, I mean, you want to get us started.
Unless you got a V8 and an ignition, I don't know how I can do that.
George, how would you like to talk about Kathy?
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? I'd love to.
Great. How are you two getting along?
We get along fine.
What do you do when you two go out?
We do lots of things. We go to the movies. We go to the arcades. We go out to eat.
Tell me, when you're at the movies, do you like to smooch?
It's kind of hard to do when you're trying to watch the picture.
But smooching is why people go to the movies.
They don't go to watch the film? That seems kind of dumb. Why spend all that money to do something that you could do anywhere? Forget it, Steve. His elevator doesn't go to that floor.
Obviously not.
But she does reach for the popcorn a lot. I just don't understand how she can be off by so much. Most of the time she ends up grabbing my pants. I keep trying to tell her I don't have any popcorn in my pants.
I had popcorn in my pants once. The squirrels chased me for blocks, and I thought they only ate nuts.
Steve, I can't. It's too easy.
I know what you mean. Eventually I figured out it wasn't popcorn she was after. Oh, thank God. It was the box of Junior Mints I had in my pocket.
Just when you thought there was hope. Shot down from the sky.
All she had to do was ask me and I would have given them to her. George, you're priceless.
George, hasn't Kathy made any advances towards you?
She has, but I keep fighting her off. George, why would you fight her off? Because her ma told me if I ever lay a hand on her, she'll kill me. You've got to be kidding.
Phyllis is very protective of her cub. That's one mama bear you don't want to mess with.
She said to wait until we're married. And you're going to? It beats the alternative. Have you and Kathy ever talked about marriage? She talks about it all the time. I keep telling her, shouldn't we get engaged first? Well then, George, just ask her to marry you. So soon? We just started dating. I don't want to rush things.
For once, the kid makes sense.
He does seem to have a good head in his shoulders.
Please, let's not get crazy now.
George, anything else you want to talk about? No, I think I'm done. Okay. So who's next?
That would be me.
Okay, Roy, let's have it. Give us all the dirt on you and Phyllis.
Well, to tell you the truth, things aren't really a whole lot different now than they were when we were just friends.
What do you mean?
Well, when we were friends, we went to bars, drank, shot some pool, hustled the idiots, went to the arcades, then hung out in the street corners razzing the hookers.
And now?
Same thing. Only difference now is we're doing it as a couple. Before it was every man for himself.
So nothing in your relationship has changed?
Not a thing.
What about sex?
It's never come up.
Are you serious? I mean, hell, even Kathy's made sexual advances on George.
Yeah, but that girl's an animal. No offense, George.
None taken, Roy. So Phyllis has never hinted that she wants to have sex with you?
Not even once.
Well, haven't you?
Steve, come on. You've seen Phyllis dress. You really want to see her naked?
I would think you'd want to.
I'm not that brave.
So you're just going to let things continue like this?
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Does Phyllis ever talk about getting married again someday?
No, and I doubt she's ever going to want to.
Why do you say that?
Her first husband was the love of her life. When he died, a part of her died with him. And Kathy's never really gotten over losing her father.
Kathy talks about him all the time. Must be tough on both of them.
I do what I can to put a smile on her face.
Do you want to get married someday?
Of course I do. I mean, Rhonda hasn't soured me on women altogether. But if I asked Phyllis to marry me, I doubt she'd say yes.
How do you know? She may surprise you.
If she said yes, that would be the shock of the century.
Anyway, Iggy, I think it's your turn.
To do what?
To talk about Rhonda. So, come on.
Let's have it. Yeah, I want to hear all about my ex. Hoping for a train wreck so you don't feel so bad about dumping her? Not at all. I really want Iggy to find some happiness with that old shrew. So, Iggy, what's the deal with Rhonda?
She's really very nice. In the morning, she reminds me to put on my patch, and then she makes me lunch. Of course, this gefilte fish thing is going to take some getting used to.
Trust me, you never get used to it. Is that stuff really that bad? It's an acquired taste. So how do you acquire it? I think you have to be born in the temple. Anyway, go on, Iggy.
She talks a lot. She loves to talk. And the hands, they're always going. Sometimes she reminds me of a traffic cop.
Yeah, I noticed that. What is that with the hands? I asked her once. She looked at me like I insulted her mother. It's best not to bring up the hands, Iggy.
And then, of course, there's the way she walks. Boy, has she got a wiggle in her walk.
You noticed that, huh?
How can you not? Sometimes I get the feeling she's auditioning for a part in Benny Hill.
Yeah, Rhonda sure loves to flaunt what she's got. Is that why the short dresses? I remember the first time she wore pants. I thought she was sick. I take it that's not too often. Iggy, have you ever seen Rhonda in pants?
Not that I remember, but with the patch I'm wearing, sometimes things get a little fuzzy.
I'm really proud of you giving it a real shot kicking the drugs.
Rhonda helps a lot. Whenever I get the urge, she just hikes up her dress a little more.
How much more can she possibly hike that thing up? She finds a way, Steve. That's the good thing about Kathy and her skirts. There's no way that she can hike them up any more than they already are. He has a valid point. Wait until she hikes her skirt up over her head. Has she done that? From time to time. It gets kind of awkward when she has to explain to her mom why she got kicked out of school. She does it in school? She'd do it in church if Phyllis ever took her there. Phyllis doesn't go to church? No, she stopped going after her husband died. She kind of lost her faith. Iggy, does Rhonda go to, well, wherever her people go?
I don't know. We don't talk religion. That's one subject that doesn't usually end well.
Can't argue with that. Rhonda used to try to get me to go to temple all the time. I told her I wasn't ready to walk around with a beanie copter on my head. She didn't appreciate that much. I can imagine.
Rhonda doesn't go to temple anymore.
Did she say why not?
Something to do with her daughter Rosie.
Have you noticed how much sadness these women have endured? Phyllis lost her husband. Kathy lost her father. And Rhonda lost her daughter Rosie. What about Mary Poppins? She's had more than her share. Why do you think she's going to therapy? Speaking of which, I think it's your turn. But we aren't even dating. Besides, I don't even think Iggy's done. Right, Iggy?
I'm done.
There you go. He's done. So, come on, spill it. What's going on with you and Mary Poppins? There's not much to tell. We're not even dating anymore. I mean, she is going to therapy. Who knows how long that's going to take. But you know what? This morning she did tell me that she loves me. What? Are you kidding me? I swear to God, Roy, the words just came flying out of her mouth. Kathy tells me she loves me all the time. It's so nice to hear. So she finally confessed her love. Yeah, I was stunned. But you know what really surprised me? What's that? Well, you guys missed the dress that Rhonda got for her.
Rhonda got Mary Poppins a dress and she didn't get arrested?
She only wore it in the store and here for me. Anyway, when she came out of the bedroom and I saw it, my jaw dropped to the floor.
That good, huh?
I had no idea her legs were that incredible.
Better than Rhonda's?
It's no contest.
Wow. Now I'm sorry I missed this.
Anyway, that's not even the point.
I'm sorry, so what is the point?
She noticed that I was visibly excited when I saw her, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you mean. Did she?
That's just it. She couldn't say the word.
Are you kidding me?
Roy, I've never seen anybody so embarrassed by anything to do with sex.
Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
Look, I can't tell you why she's going to therapy, but after this morning, I'm starting to wonder if she's even got a snowball's chance in hell of ever becoming a normal, well-adjusted woman.
Hey, if I can get my act together, there's hope for anybody.
He's got a point.
She just has so many hang-ups. I'm surprised she kissed me on our date.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to wait for her as long as it takes.
You must really love her.
With all my heart, Roy.
Honestly, I don't understand why.
I'm sure.
I mean, she's stuck up, opinionated, a total prude, dresses like something out of the 1940s, and she talks funny.
You mean that British accent? I love it. Well, until she starts talking like her mother and starts shrieking. That voice can go right through you. But as far as the rest of it, what can I tell you? I still love her.
You must.
And I'm gonna wait for her as long as I have to. Huh. Steve, I'm not Captain America Rogers here, with another installment of Timeshare Tidbits. Marilyn Monroe said, "I don't know who invented high heels, but every woman owes him a lot." This week, the guys all got together and talked about the woman in their lives. We all came to the same conclusion. They're sexy as hell. Well, except for Phyllis. They all love passionately and can tease a man into submission. Well, except for Phyllis. And the truth is, our lives would be empty without the women in them. Whether it's Kathy trying like the Dickens to get George to give her a tumble, or Rhonda wooing Iggy with gefilte fish, every single day is an exciting adventure. There is no question that we could talk about the women in our lives all day, but we'd rather be spending that time with them than talking about them. In the meantime, Stephanie told me she loved me today. I couldn't believe my ears. I've waited for those words for so long, but it looks like I'll be waiting for us to be a couple even longer. Therapy appears to be heading for a very long, drawn-out affair. I know the guys think I'm crazy for waiting for her for so long, but I can't imagine anyone else in my life. Speaking of words, Steph couldn't say the E word today. And no, I don't mean entomology. She may not be able to say it, but she sure as hell had no problem producing it. That is one sexy gal. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for her. Wait as long as it takes. Wait for the rest of my life, if I have to. Rogers out.